Good day, everyone. Today I'm going to go over a white and green deck I put together a little while back when I got the Adventures for Forgotten Realms box. It's been changed and tweaked a bit since then, but you'll see a lot of Forgotten Realms cards in this. We'll start with creatures first. Start with a couple of planeswalkers. A lot of life gain in this. You get Johnny Goldmane. Life gain's really the most important part of this. The rest of the stuff is great too, if I can get to it. I'm going to park Basari, Devoted Paladin. The counters are nice on that. And a Johnny the Great Hearted for the life gain. For the life gain. Here's one of the key cards to this. Trelisara Moon Dancer. It's really good. +1/+1 counter on Trelisara. And scrying always helps. It's going to be a play set of Trelisara in here. I enjoyed the old Dungeons and Dragons book look of the special arts and adventure for Forgotten Realms and Baldur's Gate. And one of my all-time favorites, Driss Duerden. Great character. If you've never read R.A. Salvatore, I highly recommend his books. Amazing books. This card's pretty amazing too. Really works well with Trelisara because if she dies and he gets the +1/+1 counters equal to the difference, and that's pretty strong. Go into a couple of demigods here. Extra +1/+1s for creatures that come onto the field. Daxos. Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield or dies, you gain 1 life. Sylvan Shepherd. This card's helped a bit. A Johnny Pridemate. Same thing as Trelisara for the most part without the scry. Patron of the Kitsune. The Fox Offering doesn't do much for this deck, but whenever a creature attacks, you gain 1 life is really good for the deck, so makes up for it. Oresco Sun Guide. Whenever Oresco Sun Guide becomes untapped, you gain 2 life. Prosperous Innkeeper. This is all about whenever another creature enters a battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Soulmender, tap, you gain 1 life. Another Sylvan Shepherd. They all kind of flows together. Pretty nice for something I kind of just threw together, not really knowing what I'm doing too much. Still pretty new to this. If anybody has any suggestions or card suggestions or anything, leave them in the comments and let me know. Another Prosperous Innkeeper. Then let me pay white mana to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature on life gain. Centaur Healer. Just a little bit of life gain. Pretty cheap 3/3. Sun Titan. Pretty good for getting my Trelisara back out of the graveyard for if she does die. So that's pretty preem. Another Sun Titan. Instant sorceries and enchantments will be next. Let's see what we got, everybody. You meet in a tavern. Keep this one in here in case I had like a little bit of a mana flood or anything early on. So it'll let me get creatures into my hand pretty quickly. In honor of the pure, white creatures you control get +1/+1. Obviously helpful. And I got a couple of these bootlegger stashes in there. It's kind of, again, in case there's a bit of a mana flood early on, and if I can get it lucky enough with a mana flood, then I can store some of that mana instead of having to use it, and pretty much make sure that there's mana always available for things. True Conviction. Creatures you control have double strike and lifelink. That's a banger card for this deck. Another bootlegger's stash. Special art this time. Another You Meet in a Tavern. I keep this around in case there's anything that's got a lot of equipment on it. That can kind of shut equipment decks down. It's helped some. Revitalize. Gain 3 life and draw a card. Cleric class. For pulling those things out the graveyard again. I've actually used both colors of this, so they're both kind of useful in their own situations. Turn it that way in case anybody wants to pause and read it. A Johnny's Mantra. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may gain 1 life. Band together. Up to 2 target creatures you control each deal damage equal to their power to another target creature. It's pretty good. Another Honor of the Pure. A Reviving Dose. You gain 3 life and draw a card. Choose your weapon. It's great for 2-weapon fighting in Trelisara when she's got a lot of counters on her. Call the Gatewatch. It lets me pull one of the Planeswalkers out, which is good to have. Righteous Cause. Whenever a creature attacks, you gain 1 life. Again, good card. We have Glorious Sunrise. At the beginning of your turn, choose 1. I mean, hard to argue with that. Gain 3 life. There's a lot of those in here. I'll go over lands really quick. There's nothing super special in them. A Tranquil Expanse. A Fertile Thicket. Blossoming Sands. Gain 1 life when it enters. A Cave of the Frost Dragon. Just in case I need a little extra creature and have plenty of land. Basic Plains. Another Basic Plains. Another Blossoming Sands. And I also have the Lair of the Hydra in there. It's the same deal, just a little extra creature insurance. stack over here. Make sure it doesn't fall on the floor. Basic land. A Tranquil Expanse. Another Tranquil Expanse. Blossoming Sands. Botanical Plaza. Just thought this one was pretty, and it was green and white. I liked the art on it. From New Capena, I believe. Gray Pelt Refuge. Tranquil Expanse. Blossoming Sands. A Bountiful Promenade. And a Gray Pelt Refuge. Alrighty, that's my white and green deck. I lovingly call it Heroes in Healing. But thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Like, subscribe, hit that little bell notification, and we'll see you next time.